Cancer, Spirit is coming through with an urgent and clear message for you today. There's a shadow that has been quietly influencing your emotions, relationships, and sense of security. Something that has been operating beneath your awareness, but shaping your choices and energy. Spirit says that acknowledging this shadow now is essential, because facing it will open the door to emotional freedom, clarity, and empowerment. This reading will guide you to uncover the layers of this shadow, show you how it's affecting your life, and provide practical, real-world steps to reclaim your personal power. And remember, if you want a more in-depth exploration, I offer one-on-one readings starting at $9, as well as a $99 monthly membership where we dive into your life path, emotional patterns, and soul lessons. The first card Spirit reveals is the Six of Swords. Cancer. This card points to a shadow around avoidance and emotional transitions. Perhaps you've been reluctant to leave behind situations, relationships, or thought patterns that no longer serve you, clinging to familiarity out of fear. Spirit is asking you to notice where hesitation is keeping you stagnant, and how moving forward, even slightly, can start to dissolve this shadow. Another layer of the Six of Swords is perspective. Spirit says this shadow feeds on focusing too much on what's being left behind, rather than the opportunities that lie ahead. By consciously shifting your attention to growth and new horizons, you reclaim energy and momentum that the shadow has been holding. On a practical level, this card encourages reflection and small, intentional steps toward change. Journaling your intentions, creating a plan, or even visualizing the life you want can help dissolve emotional resistance. Spirit says your willingness to move is a profound act of courage and self-liberation. Finally, the Six of Swords shows that your role in facing this shadow is embracing transition as a form of empowerment. Spirit says that by actively choosing progress, you model resilience and hope, not just for yourself, but for those around you. The second card is the Five of Pentacles. Spirit is highlighting the shadow of scarcity, self-doubt, and feeling left out or unsupported. Perhaps you've been internalizing fear about lack, financially, emotionally, or spiritually, and this has quietly influenced your sense of worth. Spirit says it's time to confront these limiting beliefs. Another layer is awareness. The Five of Pentacles isn't just about hardship. It's a call to recognize where the shadow exaggerates feelings of inadequacy. Spirit wants you to see that support, resources, and love are available, even when it doesn't feel obvious. On a practical level, this card may manifest as noticing patterns of self-sabotage, overwork, or anxiety around security. Spirit says identifying and addressing these areas is essential to reclaiming your power and shifting the energy of lack. Finally, the Five of Pentacles reminds you that your role in facing this shadow is to reach for help when needed, and to cultivate gratitude for what is present. Spirit says embracing both self-reliance and support dissolves scarcity's hold and creates abundance in your life. The third card is the Nine of Cups. Spirit shows that the shadow involves emotional complacency or the fear of fully allowing yourself joy. Perhaps you've been holding back from celebrating achievements, expressing desires, or opening to emotional satisfaction because of self-judgment or insecurity. Spirit says it's time to release these internal barriers. Another layer is self-fulfillment. The Nine of Cups asks you to identify what truly nourishes your soul and to permit yourself to experience happiness without guilt. The shadow has thrived in your hesitation, but embracing joy directly dissolves its influence. On a practical level, Spirit invites you to engage in practices that honor your emotional needs, celebrating milestones, connecting with loved ones, or indulging in creativity. These conscious acts of joy are steps toward breaking free from the shadow's grip. Finally, the Nine of Cups shows that your role in facing this shadow is to model emotional authenticity. Spirit says when you allow yourself to embrace satisfaction and gratitude, you radiate inspiration and demonstrate that happiness is your birthright, not a luxury. The fourth card is the Ten of Wands. Spirit is highlighting the shadow of overburdening yourself and taking on more than necessary. Perhaps you've been carrying responsibilities, emotional weight, or obligations that don't belong solely to you, and this shadow has been quietly exhausting your energy. Another layer is release. Spirit says the shadow feeds on your sense of duty, guilt, or pressure. But by recognizing what can be delegated or let go, you reclaim power and clarity. You are not required to carry everything alone. On a practical level, this card encourages prioritization and setting boundaries. Spirit says to evaluate what is essential and what can be released, creating space for rejuvenation and alignment. Finally, the Ten of Wands shows that your role in facing this shadow is demonstrating balanced responsibility. Spirit says that by managing your energy consciously, you cultivate endurance, wisdom, and freedom for yourself and those around you. The fifth card is the Queen of Cups. Spirit says this is the culmination of the shadow work, embracing emotional wisdom, compassion, and self-trust. The shadow here has been emotional suppression, oversensitivity, or fear of vulnerability. Spirit says that stepping into the energy of the Queen of Cups dissolves these limitations. Another layer is intuitive mastery. Spirit asks you to trust your feelings, honor your inner voice, and allow your emotions to guide your actions without judgment. This is where true empowerment begins. On a practical level, this card invites practices like meditation, energy clearing, or mindful reflection to integrate emotional awareness and release the shadow's hold. Spirit says your inner guidance is reliable and powerful. Finally, the Queen of Cups shows that your contribution in facing this shadow is embodying compassionate strength. Spirit says by embracing emotional depth and authenticity, you inspire others to honor their own feelings and step into their power. Affirmation: I embrace my emotions with courage and compassion. I release what no longer serves me, and I step fully into clarity, balance, and emotional empowerment. Spirit guides every step I take toward my highest self.